Hi, and welcome to Rabbit Moon Tarot. My name's Angel. We're going to do a collective read. Now, I'm just going to jump right into it because that's how the message feels like it should be done. I'm not an astrologer, but I am trying to learn, and what I understand today is that Libra, the moon is in Libra, but today it's moving into Scorpio. Today's June 26th, Friday. So we go from existing in this energy of being balanced and fair and diplomatic, and we're moving into this energy of very deep truth, irregardless of whether or not it hurts or it causes some ruffled feathers. There's a deep need for deep truth, and we are on the last little bits of the shadow period before the Mercury retrograde, which happens on Monday the 29th. So, having said all that, let's get some oracles. What is the collective? My beautiful luminaries, what are we experiencing currently in this time? Resolution. This is something, if you have been dealing with some outstanding issues, drama, or maybe inner conflict, this week or this weekend feels like it's bringing forth some sort of resolution, which, for some of you, it may be a real breath or a sigh of relief. Okay, let's keep going. What else? Resolution. I'm hearing that song. This is an older song by an artist who is named Aaliyah. And I'm hearing the song, We Need a Resolution. If you're not familiar with it, I'll link it in the description box below. But for those who remember that R&B artist from years ago, I'm hearing we need a resolution. And I hear I'm tired of arguing. We need a resolution. Okay. Then we have friction. Yes. Again, I literally just said, I'm tired of arguing. I just heard speak your mind, don't bite your tongue. That's Scorpio energy. Also a lyric in the song, but that just say what you need to say. Get the truth out. We need to move past this argument, this holding pattern, this tension, this friction, in order to reach a resolution. And it's interesting that resolution and friction are here because Libra energy that the moon is moving out of today and moving into Scorpio is about diplomacy and fairness. And now it's moving into I want truth. This feels very much whatever, if you were in a holding pattern, if you were like in between making a decision or staying or going or saying or not saying or waiting for an email, waiting for a confirmation. This is this energy for this weekend before the shadow period, before Mercury retrograde starts on the last little bits of the shadow period. This is about wanting to tie up loose ends before Mercury retrograde starts, because once we're in Mercury retrograde, it's going to be a little bit harder to have communication, because for those that are familiar with that energy, it creates lapse in communication, delays, electronics can go haywire, shorter fuses, a higher propensity for misunderstandings. There's something about this weekend just wanting resolution and being tired of arguing, of almost hearing like going in a circle. Let's get one more. This is very specific. Okay. All right. Then we have deja vu. I just heard we've done this dance before. And I'm going to put these aside because I'm going to get some archetype cards in just a moment. But this, again, I'm hearing that Aaliyah song. I'm going to put it in the description if you're curious. But I'm hearing we need a resolution. I'm tired of arguing. Speak your mind, don't bite your tongue. There's something about we've done this dance before, or I've experienced this before, or this cycle feels familiar. I can see what's happening. It's creating friction, but what I really want is some modicum of resolution, some like clarity. And it's because you've experienced this particular energy before is why it's almost frustrating, because it's almost like you know what steps they're going to take before, or I say they if it was a person, but it could be a situation. Like maybe you've been in this situation before, maybe you've been in this relationship before or this cycle before, but whatever it is, like what's happening right now, the ramp up feeling, you've been here before. This kind of unresolved chaos energy or disjointed energy has happened before, and there is a very strong sense of, I'd like this to be done now. Whether or not it's an inner conflict within you, conflict with someone else, relationship, family, work. Again, it's like we've been here before. Okay, so what I just heard was, when something doesn't bother you as much or at all like it did before, that's real peace. So there is an energy of this, the thing that you've experienced before, this friction, you want it to be done because you don't want it to have a certain level of influence or power over you anymore. Maybe it's seeking someone's approval. Maybe it's overworking yourself to prove your worth at your job. Maybe it's leaving toxic cycles in some sort of connection, relationship, be it professional, personal, romantic, or familial. Like you don't want it to have this level of influence or control of you anymore. Like I'm seeing, I'm done. I just want this to be done. So let me get some archetypes card, because this feels like very scorpionic. This feels like there is the end of a cycle, or that you want some sort of ending so that you can clear the slate, rebuild, start a new chapter, whatever it is. But let's get some archetype cards to kind of flesh out or to give us an idea of who the collective is or who the collective might be dealing with. I'll give it the honor since it flipped around. So we have Traveler, Seeker of Horizons, Adventure, Experience, and Long Journey. Interesting that this is like long journeys. That's what stuck out the most from this card, this Traveler card. Long journeys. So again, whatever's happening here has been happening for a long time. You recognize this cycle. You recognize its energy, its appearance. That you've been here before. Again, deja vu. It's like, oh, this old song and dance again. Great. That's kind of how it feels. Get some more. Okay, so then we have Driver, Navigator of Journeys, Safe Passage. It is not by chance, Driver. It's not by chance, Navigator of Journeys, and over here it says Long Journey. Long Journey, Navigator of Journey. You want to take control of this situation. You're no longer wanting to be a passenger in... Okay, hold on. Yes, you don't want to be a passenger in this long journey anymore, but because this is like a cycle that you recognize, or some experience or some feeling that you've been before, and you're like, oh great, this again. I'm done with this friction. I'm done with this chaos. I'm done with this kind of texture and energy. I just want the resolution. There's something about you want to take the reins. You want to take the wheel. You want to be able to control your own destiny. You don't want to be a passenger anymore. But here's the thing. I was going to say you don't want to be a passenger anymore, but for some people it almost, this is going to be I'm sorry. This is a little too dark, but for some of you it feels like it wasn't even that you were a passenger. It was like you were hogtied and thrown in the trunk, and you were just being led around, and it felt like you had no choice. But now this energy, the scorpionic energy that's coming in today, is really feeling like, nope, that's a done boy. I'm not doing that anymore. What I really want is just to wipe the slate clean, start again. I've been on this road for a really long time, and it's time for me to take the reins. It's time for me to grab the wheel. It's time for me to become the maestro of my own destiny. No longer am I being led around by the nose or letting other people's opinions or jobs or friends or family kind of shape what I should do or what I want to do or what's best for me. It's time for me to make those decisions. Good for you. Good for you. I'm feeling very, very like, I don't want to say I'm proud of you because you don't need my approval. You don't need my blessing, but it is good for you. You do what you need to do to make yourself feel comfortable and free and authentic and living the life that you want to live. One more card. Avenger. Resolve. Hatred, plotting. Oh my gosh. So what I saw there with Avenger is resolve hatred. That's what I saw. This is I'm sorry to swear, but this is a big fucking deal. Whatever it is, something you could say maybe it is a toxic cycle with someone, a job, a friend group, or maybe it's like an inner battle you've had with yourself where you're like, okay, self, if it were me, if I was looking in the mirror, I'd be like, okay, Angel, again, sorry about swearing. Okay, Angel, stop fucking around. Stop allowing people to just drain you dry. Stop trying to be everyone else's go-to person or happy person or whatever. Stop letting people use you as a scapegoat. There's that kind of energy where you're like, there is a need to break something that is not, it never served you. That's the thing. It feels like something that you've been carrying, like a burden that someone handed to you, or drama that someone immersed you in. Or if we're talking about that driver energy, that energy that you felt like hogtied you and threw you in the back of the trunk and just was leading you around where you felt powerless. No, now the time, okay, I just heard now is the fucking time. Sorry, I'm so Scorpionic energy is making me feel very like use a lot of expletives, so sorry about that, but it is what it is. That's the energy that's coming through. I'm hearing, I think her name is Oren Ishii from Kill Bill, that movie. There's a point in the movie where she is sitting at a council table, and this council is basically questioning her authority, and she's very calm and she's very like grounded, but she takes no bullshit. She deals with that situation in a way that leaves everyone like aghast, and then she results right back to, now that we've dealt with that, let me assure you that I will listen to all your concerns, but you are never going to disrespect me again. You're never going to question where I come from. And then I hear, it's a different part of the movie, I believe, but then she goes, now is the fucking time, where it's no more of whatever the friction was from the past. No more are you on this long, arduous journey. No more are you letting someone else do the driving or influence you or make you feel like you have to do something one way or the other. Now is the time to live for you, because you have autonomy, because you're sovereign in self. And if it's an inner battle, an inner battle with yourself, you are very much done with the old version of yourself, and you are ready to birth yourself into the new version of yourself. Very strong energy. Again, Scorpionic energy. I really admire it. I really do, because it's a no nonsense. I just want the truth, like, straight. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to handle me with kid gloves. Just tell me the truth, because that's what I require. And if the truth is, well, you got to cut certain things away. You got to stop certain cycles. You have to set a new precedent with people to say, hey, this is what I will accept, and this is what I absolutely not accept anymore. That's the new reality for me. Woo! This energy is on fire. So let's get some tarot as to, now that I said all of that, let's get some tarot as to what the collective can expect for the weekend. Oop. Sorry. It's interesting that the energy is so strong and so fiery, and the the cards I decided to use for today that I still feel I should use today is kind of it's called the Luna Lapin deck. It's a little bunny deck. It's very cute, but so it's interesting that I'm using this little sweet, like, bunny energy deck for an energy that's so, like, strong. And I'm getting kind of the inclination that you, collective, specifically my luminaries that are like the iron fist in the velvet glove, right? It's like you can be very kind and very gentle and very soft, but don't cross my boundaries because I am strong and sovereign in my own. So, for whoever that resonates with, okay, what is it that the collective can expect? So we have, so we have two cards. Okay, so we have the High Priestess and the Six of Cups. So this is about, this is about using your intuition about the past connections, past love connections specifically. Maybe this has to do with this cycle of friction that I'm feeling right now. And where I feel, this is a very sweet looking card. But what I'm getting from this, based on the energy that I have laid out right now, this is using your intuition to understand that the past needs to change. This is what I'm feeling. I just heard, don't look at it with rose-colored glasses. See it for what it is. See it for what it was. Use your intuition to navigate what the past felt like. Let me sit with this for a minute because there's something else there that's not quite coming through. I'm also getting the inclination that whatever was going on here, whatever friction needs to end, you need a resolution. You need that clean slate. You need to move forward. That you had the intuition then in those past relationships, or that past connection, or that past job situation, that past dealing with your family or friends. You had the intuition that something was not right, that something was off. And then I heard, but yet you were afraid to leave or to change or to grow. I mean, that's not who you are now. It's definitely not who you are now. I feel the energy is very certain of itself now. But it feels like in the past there was, like you didn't want to trust your intuition, like at the back of your mind you knew something was, something with a past relationship or past connections. Let's get some more cards to see if that helps spell it out for me. Yep, Six of Swords. Sorry, let me show you a little closer. Six of Swords, yeah, so you had an intuition a long time ago, or in previous relationships, or a previous relationship connections. Take it as it resonates. But you had intuition about this past connection. We'll just say connection since I don't know if it's romantic, professional, platonic, familial. You had intuition about this past connection, and you knew what you were supposed to do. I feel like you were supposed to grow. The Six of Swords is about grow. Well, it's about physical movement too. It's about moving away, moving out, gaining new ground. But it also is about inner journeys, about growing internally. And there was something about the past intuitively that you knew that needed to change or to tweak in order to allow you to grow. To move forward, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, or physically, but that there was something stopping you. And again, there's like this, because I'm using a rabbit deck, it almost feels like there was a fear to like recognize that your intuition was saying, hey, you know, this isn't actually where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to move forward in a very specific way, but there was something holding you back. Okay, so then we have a couple of cards. The first one came out is Rain, which is interesting because it is raining in where I'm at right now in the Pacific Northwest. It is raining. And so what that tells me right now with this is intuition. You had it in the past, and there was a little bit of fear surrounding what that something didn't quite. There was something off. Something. Maybe it was something big and very noticeable, and you recognize it from the past, or maybe there was always this undercurrent that something wasn't quite right. That you were meant to grow and move forward in some specific way that you knew deep down that you needed to, but it hadn't happened yet. The rain card shows up when there needs to be cleansing. Things need to wash away. And even in that moment of it happening, it might seem dark. It might seem sad, but it's necessary healing to let things wash away, to be cleansed, to let go, to have the murkiness washed away by the rain. The next card underneath it is the Ace of Cups. So this is what this is telling me is in past relationships, there was an intuition that something wasn't quite right. You were meant to move forward in some way, emotionally, spiritually, or physically. But there was fear about moving forward and what that meant. And while at the time, the idea of moving forward created sadness, this rain card, the rain also represents washing away things that are murky, things that are clogging things up. It is cleansing, it is healing. And what it was leading to is the Ace of Cups. An opportunity for new love, a new opportunity for a new beginning, an opportunity for new connection that would bring happiness. The last card underneath was the Knight of Pentacles. This is something that had been in the works for a long time. This is an energy of someone who's lived this kind of life of always kind of second guessing themselves, always doubting whether or not what they were going to do or what they felt they should do or what maybe was right for them wasn't right. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. Okay. Someone who in the past likely second guessed themselves a lot with connections. Again, connection means a lot of things. It means relationship. And there was something about that relationship that felt like it needed to change. But there was fear behind what will happen if it changes. But Spirit was trying to get you to move forward. Physically, emotionally, mentally. And while it seemed that movement forward could have been scary or daunting or whatever, the rain was meant to wash away the murkiness, things clogging things up in a gentle way. This is not a torrential downpour. Rain simply falls from the sky and gently washes away things. We're not talking about a storm. We're talking about the gentle realization, the gentle cleansing, the gentle washing away of things that were clearing or clogging up your sight, that were hindering you. And I think it was a slow realization for you, collective, that this kind of strange, awkward, this feels kind of not, something feels off. I know I need change. And I'm a little bit nervous and scared about it, but it's slowly ebbing over time, washing away to reveal that there was some, or is literally an opportunity still standing in front of you. Some connection, some emotional fulfillment that is still standing in front of you. And this is something that you've been working towards. I think you've always been in pursuit of emotional fulfillment. I think relationships in general, regardless of what kind of relationship, are important to you. Are important to you. Some people prioritize, work at some point in their life. Some people prioritize socioeconomic humanitarianism issues for whatever amount of time. But I feel like you specifically, this is about relationships. Your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others, your romantic relationships with others. This was a slow washing away of things that were clouding what you were meant to see. It was also healing. And it was trying to showcase that where you were meant to go was going to give you a new opportunity. It did take some time. It has taken some time. So what is it that Spirit wants us to understand? This is where you're at. This was the journey to here. So what does Spirit want to let you know about this coming weekend? And I'm hearing what you should focus on. All right, so I'll take some cards. Let me move this up a little bit so that I have some room for that. Okay, what is it that you're meant to recognize, see, or understand this weekend? Moonlight. There's something magical about that. There's something, and the fact that I'm putting it over here by the High Priestess card, which also has a moon. This is very emotional. Like, I understand Scorpio energy is coming through real strong, but it is a water sign, so of course it's going to be emotional. This seems intense and strong and like no nonsense. I want resolution. I want to cut away the fat. I just want the truth. I want to take control of my life again. I am ending this old chapter where I was once felt like I was being pushed and pulled by other people, but now is the time that I'm taking control of my life. This weekend, though, there's something emotional in like a quiet way. There's some sort of emotional revelation right before this Mercury retrograde. It's making me feel a little emotional. Like I have like that frog in my throat. There's some recognition, some aha moment, but it's gentle. Just like the washing away of what was blocking you. The gentle washing away of dirt and grime and things clogging up or making things murky or unclear. That same gentle realization is the same gentle magic or feeling or experience that will likely happen this weekend. There's something emotional, like I don't know how to describe it. Let me just pull another card. Maybe it'll help me ground and understand what this feeling is. Okay, then we have the Six of Wands. Victory. Success. Being lauded for your efforts. People recognizing, you recognizing how far you've come. Sorry, just a second. I'm feeling very emotional. Ooh, that water energy is coming through real strong. It's raining outside, so it's rain, but it's gentle. There's some sort of gentle emotional realization or illumination that is soft, that means victory, that means you've arrived, that means this is the new beginning, this is the life you're curating for yourself. This is what you've been asking for. This is what you've called in for yourself. This is what you've been searching for. This is it. What else the Spirit wants to let you know? Oop, oh, gosh, I fell on the floor. Hold on. We'll get it just a second. Okay, so now we have the Fool card. You're ready for this next step. When we talked about no more friction, no more chaos, no more drama, no more cycles, no old ways of thinking or being led around by your nose, any of that stuff. You're ready for this new beginning. Whatever it means. I'm feeling this almost strong kind of like warrior energy. Like you're like, I am taking control of my life. I'm holding the reins. I'm taking hold of that wheel. I'm living purposefully and intentionally. And the feeling that comes from finally making that decision for yourself is the universe confirming that with gentle realization, gentle confirmation, gentle signs of yes, success, validation. You're doing it. It's the right thing. You're finally living for you. And finally living for you means you get to step in that new journey. Okay, one more card. We've got the Death card. Now, it is a little dark, but this is about letting old cycles go. We talked about rebirthing yourself. This is it. The Death card is about letting old things go. I saw this meme once that I thought is very pertinent to this. Healing and growth is like a PvP situation. If you're a gamer, you know what that means, but it's like, one-on-one. You fighting something else, but it's not you against the world. It's not you against anybody else. It's you against yourself. Healing and growth and rebirth is you versus you. It's the old version of yourself versus the possibility, the promise of a new day, a new version of yourself. And one of those has to give way. And this Death card is that moment. It's that PvP moment. You against yourself. Saying, I don't want that old way of being anymore. I'm ready for this new journey. The Death card might seem scary for people who are new to tarot, but it is all about rebirth. It is the proverbial caterpillar to a butterfly. This is success. This is you understanding you get to write your own story. It's you and the universe writing out what you want. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. Stability, warmth, home and hearth, nurturing. This is what you want for yourself. This is the life that you are calling in. This is this new journey here. And that is the reading that I have for today, Friday the 26th. And this is, I'm trying to learn more astrology, so bear with me as I move through these baby steps of astrology. But it's where Libra, the moon in Libra is moving into the moon in Scorpio. So diplomacy and balance into truth. And you are creating that balance for yourself. You are writing the scales for yourself. And I love this for you. I really do. So that's the reading I have for today. This is Rabbit Moon Tarot. My name is Angel. If this resonated and helped you have more clarity or gave you a new perspective, please consider like, sharing, subscribing. I would love if you put like a little comment, maybe like a little purple heart. Just say, hey, I made it to the end. And if you like it, please consider like, sharing, subscribing. It helps my teeny tiny little channel. And I wish you well this weekend. And I'll see you at the next read.